if we can do this.
Awesome.
Okay. This is always a bit of a thing for me doing this. Okay, good. It worked. We're here.
Okay, we'll let Jessica start us off then.
Sure.
Perfect.
So I just want to say hi and welcome to everybody who's joined us today for our, now we're back having taken December off, and now we're back with, a really good lineup from now until the end of March. I'm working with the IBDS program in partnership with Sage Hill, and I've been doing this now for quite a while. Before we start, I just wanted to say that we acknowledge today that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respects to our ancestors and to the First Nations and Métis people who are from and in this place, and we reaffirm that today with one another. So maybe Jenny, you would just like to say hi, and then we'll get everybody else to just say a quick intro.
Hi, I'm Jenny Glussman, and I'm with the Sage Hill Community Futures Office. We're excited to have Tammy back with us. We just, for her sake, like to just do a quick, I'll call it around the screen. So I'll just call up who's on my screen, and if you can unmute, and if you want to turn your camera on, or if you don't, that's fine. Just tell us a little bit about your name, and if you've got a business, what it is, and then we'll let Tammy start. So the first one on my screen is Louisa.
Oh, hi, I'm Louisa Redicop, and can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay. I can't see me, so I don't know if I'm there or not.
I can see you.
Okay. And my business is Fire Moon Soap.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
glad you could join us. Next, I have Sarah on my screen.
Hi, I'm Sarah Satter. My business is in fitness and nutrition.
Nice.
Great. Thanks for joining us. Next on my screen is Brent, and he's give us a little message. Brent is with the Chamber of Commerce in Humboldt. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to join us for a second on the mic.
I can.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. No. I'm Brent Fitzpatrick. I'm the Executive Director of the Humboldt and District Chamber of Commerce. A couple of folks on here I know, and it's good to see you again.
Glad you could join us today.
Hi, Brent.
The next one is Lana Mugley.
It says she's just connecting.
Connecting.
To audio. Yeah.
Yep.
Might not be working.
Might not be working. We'll maybe go to Trisha. Can you join us? And well, Lana's trying to turn hers on. Oh, not sure if I have video or speakers. Trish is with Cat's Creamery. She makes ice cream. Homemade ice cream. I haven't had the chance to try it yet, but I can't wait. And she's here in our region, so can't wait to try that one. And Lana, I see she's trying to connect. Lana owns Brick House Clothing in Humboldt, a ladies' clothing store. So I'm not sure if she can't come on, that's fine. But with that, I think that's everybody on our screen. So I'm going to turn it over to Tammy and let her lead us on photos.
Sure, let's do it. I love talking to entrepreneurs. It's such a passion. I love entrepreneurship, and especially in these past few years, it's just crazy. Every day's new, and I like change. So it works for me. I don't think it works for everyone. So I'm going to talk about a few different aspects of photography. So Jessica did our land acknowledgement. So I put that in here, but I will leave it. We did that. So thank you, Jessica, for doing that. So one thing I'm going to mention, I'm going to mention one thing that I do, and this is something that I am talking a bit about today, is we use our members at the well in all of our photography. So that is just something I want to put a note out there, that most of what you'll see, about 90% of what you'll see, is like our women from our community in Saskatoon here. And we're across Canada. So we have women from Vancouver to out east and a bit overseas too. But I think my slides are out of order here, I feel like. So just a second. Nope, I don't know. It's fine. Let's just go. So there is so much demand for photography for entrepreneurs now. And you are not supposed to be professional photographers. And I didn't hear any of you say you were. So I know that you're not professional photographers. So you shouldn't be expected to be that. But because of what you're doing and the way entrepreneurship is going now, you need to have some kind of experience or a little bit of knowledge on how to create content for yourselves, because you have to be, there's an expectation to be putting content out there all the time. So photography, professional photography is a very high expense, and it's not easily accessible. So today we're just going to cover these 4 topics Jessica and I talked about ahead of time. So we're going to talk about alternatives to hiring a professional. So learn to promote yourself naturally and easily on social media and different, whatever ones you choose to promote yourself on. We're going to touch on reels, and we're also going to touch on photo editing. But a lot of it's going to be about you guys, because that's how I roll. This is more about you and who you are and your beliefs and your internal beliefs about yourself that allow for you to be able to do these things. So I find that the pictures are covering me up, so I got to do that. Okay. So the 4 areas we'll cover today are self-promotion, fake versus authentic, creating reels, and photo editing. And that's me in that picture. And that is, I host a retreat company called Inner Illume for creatives and artists. And that is where I feel the most myself, and I feel the most free. So that is kind of like my outlet, and where you get the real me, because it's hard to, we can't always be, so it's hard to be ourselves all the time. But it is important. So about us, this is the slide I thought I was doing first. So the Well Collaborative is a network of women to connect with as you dream, grow, and scale your business. So I'm sorry, Brent, we love you. You can't be a member. But we're still good for you, because mental health is our priority. So if we have mental health for women, well, that just ripples into every home. So we're still very important for you. So we gather, rise, and learn from one another and from the Well's Feminine Economy monthly course. Through the Well, we mentor, teach, and support each other and our communities. We believe in mental health wellness for all women, and collectively we influence the world for good. So those are some high statements, and they are true. Okay, so selling yourself. Here we go. Who likes to sell themselves on social media? It's like, nobody, no hands up. You can use that little icon or in the chat if you want to like communicate to me or tell me anything. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat and we will stop between each segment. So selling yourself, when did this become a thing? So a little history about me. I've been doing photography for over 20 years. So I started when I was about 19, I think, and I'm 42. So yeah, 23 years. And we didn't have to do any of this. None of this was a thing. So we just popped up a website because there were websites when I started. There was an internet, okay? Posted a limited collection of photos, and people phoned to book. Like literally people just phoned you. You were in the phone book. I had a listing in the phone book. So it was effective. There was no pressure, and we made money, and those days are gone. So now we need to sell ourselves. And it is possible to, this isn't in my presentation, but I just want to say you can promote and sell yourself, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. You don't have to be one of those things. I am very animated. So yes, it can be a little bit easier for me, but it's finding your strengths and the way who you are, and then sharing that. So in order to do this, you do need to have like a basic understanding of who you are. So we're not going to deep dive into identity. That's like an hour, 2 hour, maybe like a lifetime of discovery, but we're going to ask a few simple questions here. So here's if you have a notebook and you just want to like list a few things, I feel like these are very simple and people want to know them about you. So here's a list of questions that you could do. Like, what is my favorite way to spend a Saturday? What foods do I like? What brings me joy? Who do I like to spend time with and why? What books, magazines, and TV shows do I like best? I know for me, like the fact that Brene Brown loves Ted Lasso means like I've been watching the whole Ted Lasso series and I'm loving it. And I feel more connected to her because she likes it and I like it. So I will never meet her, but I feel this like connection because of that. So self-promotion is just about people connecting to you. It's not bragging. It's just that people like you and they want to know more about you. So I think it's fun to talk about myself. So I put, not only is it fun to talk about yourself, but it's great content to share on your own feed. That's true. These are both questions you can ask your followers, turn into fun little games on Instagram or stories, and share the answers so others can get to know you better. So I think sometimes the reason people have a hard time promoting themselves is because they just don't know what to say. And if you can just really ask yourself some really simple questions, and then you can share that, and then you can ask people what their favorite way is to spend a Saturday, and then you're posting a photo of you on a Saturday. And it's just stress-free, take the stress off. Like I always get ahead of myself. So not really that great of a presenter, Jessica, but I'll keep doing
No,
it.
you're great. But I want to know first, Tammy, what's your ideal Saturday?
Oh, okay. So like without kids, like let's say
Without kids.
Okay.
Without kids.
Like let's pretend they don't even exist for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I love them, but let's just like pretend. So I heard this woman on a podcast, and she said, and this is what I would do ideally. So first she goes for brunch Saturday morning. She like goes for brunch. So I would go for brunch, and then she goes to the spa like all day. She doesn't have kids, like all day she goes, and then she goes out for like a super fancy dinner with her partner, and like has like, like that's like my ideal day.
Yeah.
Self-care, maybe a movie, maybe throw a movie in there. I just want to really disappear. Just want to disappear for the day. And you know what's funny is, as I'm realizing I'm telling you this, I don't think I've ever shared that on social media.
Oh, there you go.
You need to hold me accountable. So a big reason why, okay, that's okay, Lana, you just listen. That's totally
wonderful.
So a big reason why people don't share about themselves is because they don't think people care. I think they don't think people want to know. I mean, that's what I think anyways. I think they feel like it's uncomfortable, or like they're bragging, or people don't want to know about them. But if people are following you, it's because they want to know you. So I already want to know what like Louisa and Sarah and Lana, I want to know what your product is like, and I want to know why you care about it. And I want to know what you do with it, like that matters to me. So if they like your content, it's because they like you. So you just need to give them more of you. It's like reframing self-promotion and selling yourself. You're telling them about yourself. So what if they don't like you? Well, that's fantastic. Get them off your feed. You don't need them. You don't want them. They're not your market. It's fine. Like the way everything is going now is we're so oversaturated with information and people all the time. You just really want those people who are really in alignment with you to be listening to you. That's who you're supposed to, like, that's actually hard to do. Everyone wants to serve everybody, but this whole niche is I'm sure you've heard the word niche. You're an entrepreneur. It's like a very hot topic. It's very important. It's very difficult to narrow. There's like hundreds of thousands of dollars put into courses and education just about narrowing your market. And I think that the reason we have a hard time with that is because we just have so many other thoughts going on, and doubt, self-doubt, and all these other things. And we don't want to like exclude anyone, right? So it's okay. The more you give them of yourself, that self-promotion, being yourself, the more you're going to get the right audience and sell whatever it is you want to sell. So I want to talk a little bit about real versus fake. So I actually had a bit of a struggle going through Instagram and trying to give examples, because I don't want to make anyone feel that they're bad for the way they're promoting themselves. So some women use a much more real, authentic approach to who they are, and some women use a more perfect kind of really like curated approach, or it's really thought out ahead of time. So this woman was someone I thought felt to me really authentic. I do want to ask you girls some questions when we go through this. So she's doing some self-promotion here. She's obviously, okay, like I look at her photos, I don't even have to read about her. I know that she is probably a newlywed or a newer relationship. Just had a baby. She's got breastfeeding on there. She's got the newborn. I don't know if it's with like a grandpa, so family is important to her, connections important to her, her babies are important to her. She also obviously is an influencer, and she has like a career that she makes money off social media. That's what I know about her from this photo. I haven't read anything. So is she for me or is she not for me? I don't know. I get to decide. I can follow her. I can unfollow her. She's trying to attract a certain market with her photos.
That so can't be a real baby bump though. Come on. Look at that.
She's 12 weeks. So
okay.
She's 12 weeks. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but I'm going to say she's 12 weeks. This is like throwback Thursday when I was 12 weeks pregnant. That's what that is. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm going to guess, but good point, because I wanted to know, what do you see and what do you think? I would like a little interaction. I do like a little interaction, my people. I'm trying to not say ladies. I run a women's community. Brent,
I think it looks fake.
this is the one I had for authentic. This one feels fake.
Oh, it does to me. It's too perfect. Like motherhood does not look that pretty.
No, you're right. Ah,
Like all this white. There's not even a drip on her coffee cup.
Hey, wait till the next one.
I agree.
I'm so glad you girls are being, I'm so glad
Agree.
you're honest with me. Thank you. I'm hurting a little right now. Should I share my own feed? I feel like is it even is anything authentic anymore? Okay, Louisa, what do you think? What would it look like if it was more authentic?
I don't know. I just don't think it would look so clean. I think it would look more homey, more not thought out, more just
Messy.
spontaneous and
Okay, so oh wait, somebody's commenting. I love it in the chat. Two staged.
Staged. Yeah.
Thank you, Lana. Okay, I am obviously out to lunch because wait till you see the next one. It's not even probably that different. I like really actually had a bit of a hard time just trying to find something like what I was trying to show on this. But I want, okay, so then I wonder, yeah, okay, no, I'm not going to ask that because I feel like a whole new class. This to me felt very inauthentic. This was my inauthentic. I felt like you don't look like, that's not happening. Like, why are you smiling at me like that? You don't like, what are you showing? Like, I was just like, so this to me felt really inauthentic. So maybe you guys are like, no, that's so real. Tell me what you think and why.
I think the boat and the family one look quite real.
Okay. What do you think, Louisa?
I think the boat and the family one look real, but the other photos, that just looks to me like everybody else on Instagram.
Yes.
It's just more of the same, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I do see. Yeah, I think maybe that's what I was feeling. Yeah. Most of the influencer posts are not too authentic to me. Yes. Okay. So Sarah did say, thank you, Sarah. In comparison, yes, this looks fake. In comparison. So thank you. But anyways, the point is, you know what feels authentic and what feels fake. So the question is, this is what we need to talk about for a minute. I don't think it's my next slide. Okay. In terms of your brand that you have, so Louisa, let's speak to you because I can see you and I'm so like a visual. With your product, what do you think you could do? Or could we talk for a minute, get some examples of what you could do with your product that would create an authentic image for your market? What can you tell me about it a bit again? You tell me, let me think for a minute.
You a bit about my stuff.
Yeah, tell me a bit about your stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's just it's handmade stuff. It's like soaps and lotion and salve. I try to source my stuff locally, and it's really simple and functional. It's not like fancy. It's just kind of
love it.
plain.
Hey, I love that because instantly I'm thinking, okay, so you're sourcing it locally so you can share your people who you source it from, a picture of them that they can send in to you. And I'm thinking you putting it on your skin.
Mhm.
And you probably
I would like to do that, but at this time it's only me, so I struggle with trying to film myself, even like washing my hands, or I need somebody to help me.
I think you're like, when it comes to you're right, like the washing your hands or something. I think that's a good point. I think that if you were to set your camera up like on your computer, and then I use this, I think I showed this last time too. This is like trick. So I use this. So then to set it like up on your computer, and then, you know, to film yourself doing like your face. Like personally, that's what I want to see of you. Like that
Okay.
would really appeal to me. You're showing then I trust you. You're putting it on your own skin. I'm seeing the product and how it looks and how it goes on. And it's you, and I want to know you because you developed it. And maybe while you're doing it, you could either have a photo, like still photos showing every time you show a new product, or talking about why you love that product. And one other tip I want to say is always, and I get to this in reels, but always film, don't film on Instagram. Always film from your video or camera, like your phone camera app, and save it and use it later.
Okay.
I know you girls aren't I can't see you, but does anyone else have a business that you could just share and we could maybe talk about? Like, I know we had our fitness. Was that Sarah?
Yep, that's me.
Sarah, what can you tell me a little bit about I'm going to make sure we stay on time. Yeah, we're good. Your business or your why?
Okay, so I started in 2009 just teaching fitness classes, and then I eventually got certifications in nutrition, and I really attract and target women, and it's been like younger ladies to older women. I've worked with kind of everyone in between. And my biggest thing for fitness is, like, I don't post pictures of myself with a perfect body or things like that. I don't have a perfect body. I don't target like a lot of health and fitness people do. I tend to target, like, I would take pictures of people doing my class. So in the middle of doing push-ups, in the middle of, doing the workout. But since COVID, I've gone onto Zoom, and now I work out with them. So I used to just watch form and stuff, but now, because I can't just stand there and say, okay, do 20 push-ups, like I'm doing the workouts too. So now, and we are back in person somewhat too, but I'm still working out with them. So now for me to take photos and videos, like, I have to stop what I'm doing, try and keep motivating them at the same time, and then try and take the pictures. So
do you know what while you were talking about it, I was like, oh man, it would be like so funny, I think, and cute would be to have, like, I mean, we have like so many phones in our house, but if you could scrounge up one extra phone, just video yourself like right in front of you, like when you're doing push-ups, like right at your face.
yeah.
So you have one camera where you're working with them, and then one there where you're just like laughing and like doing push-ups while you're leading a class, and really like almost that real kind of like struggle feeling.
Yeah.
Even like the hardship of leading a class virtually, I feel like would be a really cool reel.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I always like to hear kind of what the struggles are. I know on the last class we did teach a lot about light and light source. And I do just want to touch on that really quick again. When you're doing anything where you're using your phone, always try to find your light source and go have it in front of your face. So even for instance, right now with me, like if I just lift up my computer, just for a visual, like if I went this way versus if I go this way. So I always say, like, find your best light. That's going to be the number one most important thing you can do in any kind of photography or video. If you get good light, nothing else is going to matter as much. I would like to take one more just really quick here about your business. Amber, could you tell me a little bit? Yeah, you.
Amber just joined us not that long ago.
Sorry. Do you have a business or a product or a service that you are selling?
I make dream catchers, so I sell dream catchers, and I do a bit of sewing, earrings, jewelry making, stuff like that. So.
That's awesome. I love that. Do you find that you're able to capture and show sort of a bit of your process, or
Dream catchers are extremely hard to get good pictures with. And so when you are talking about lighting, the only way is with natural light. Like you can't have anything with a flash. It's really weird. So I struggle with getting good pictures. I did invest in like a point and shoot because my phone, it does take decent pictures, but I was struggling setting it up and running, and I don't know. So I got a tripod and I got a camera, so now I have to learn that, how to use that and get clear pictures, sharp pictures again. So but yeah, it's difficult doing steps when it's on yourself too. So I'm glad I got the tripod in that so I can time it.
My one tip for that would be, I can see already you have a window to your left or your right or whatever. I might be mirroring you, so it might be the other way. It looks like there's a light beside you. No?
Oh, right here, I have a super bright light. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say, like, the way I would probably do it if it was, let's say here by my window, is I'm just going to take a minute and physically actually show you what I would do. I would take a color. So I wouldn't do white unless you were wanting white, but I would take and I would like put my background here. And then I would put my camera and tripod here, a phone or a camera. And then I would shoot every single product in front of that same background, kind of in a day, like just take like an hour and like shoot every product you have on hand in front of the same background. And this could go for any of you. And white, gray, black, or a brand color if you have kind of a more neutral brand color. And then just have someone hold it. And then I would just use my phone, but you can totally use a professional camera, but don't put pressure on yourself to do that. Hold it up, take the photo, like every single piece, and then contrast that on your feed with someone who bought your product taking an iPhone photo of it in their home and sending it to you with a little write-up about why they love it.
Nice, that's a cool idea.
Just like a simple, I just think things, if they're like sustainable, like that feels sustainable to me because you can shoot all the product, and this goes for all of you, anyone who has product. You know, even with fitness, you could shoot yourself like on the same background every day, maybe a different muscle or something. It's just like creating simple content and assuming your client knows nothing. And repeat, because it's new people all the time. Okay, I got off track there, but that was so fun. That's like my favorite thing. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so here's your challenge about this. So just to really like dig a bit more into who you are and what you love. So for a week, notice your likes and your dislikes a little bit more. Make some journal notes. Just really pay attention to it. Ask yourself what it would look like to share more of yourself on social media. So what feelings does that bring up right away when you say that to yourself? Like, I'm going to talk on social media. How do you feel about that? Is it like, you know, think about it, just notice it, write it down. What boundaries do you have in place or need to put in place to exist a little more fully like yourself in a promotional form? So does that mean that in order to show up on social media or take selfies or take some photos of your product or your body or your product or whatever, like whatever it is you need to do you need to schedule an hour-long walk or bath followed by like door locked, setting up your backdrop by a window, having that good amount of time to do that, then, and you have childcare or you have a friend or whatever you need to do to remove all the distractions. And then you do your product shots on your phone, which is totally fine, or a professional camera, but don't put pressure on yourself about the phone, whatever. It's totally fine to do it on the phone. And then you even get all those photos edited and then save them in a folder. And then that's like that portion. Like, I mean, boundaries, not just like, you know, I'm not going to say negative self-talk. I mean, like, I'm going to get rid of people. Like, I'm going to like do what I have to do to create boundaries. So whenever you're finding you're coming up against a roadblock and you're not able to do it, just write it down. Like, this isn't working. This isn't working, whatever it is. And don't expect to fix it all. Just just start to recognize what's not working and what is working, and what environments and people help you to be yourself or support you and really, really cheer you on for who you are. Like they're your friend that's going to come help you because they don't make you feel like crap, or that you're trying to like do something and why are you wasting your time? Like the friend who's like, oh, I just am so excited for this, like for what you're doing. I can't wait to see how this turns out. That girl, like that friend. So some ways that you can share yourself. So I think it doesn't always have to be that you're putting your face out there, because that I want that for people, but I think that not everyone's comfortable with that, and you want to feel natural at what you're doing. So write a blog, write a post, write about these different questions I've asked you, and then maybe ask your kid. This is a big thing to me. Ask a friend or a kid or someone who like really loves you and knows you in a different way to take the photos of you. Like to me, asking a kid is going to give you the most authentic image on your Instagram. It could not be great. I mean, get the window light, get the location, that's you. They just take the photo. Use your phone, use a camera if you have one, doesn't matter. So maybe like write about a favorite recipe, make it, post it, even if it's messy, or use a reel. Reels are really new. Reels are still like a lot. They're can be overwhelming and they can be time consuming. And when I see people putting out a lot of reels, I'm like, how do they have the time for that? You know, because it's like a lot. So I want to move into reels next, and I have it pretty step by step. And I've tried to narrow down really as much as I can, but write down, are there any questions up till right now? Or are we good? We're okay. Just put a hand up if you have a question, or in the chat.
I think we're good.
Okay. So I think step one with a reel is just, why do you want to have a reel? Like, what are you telling? What's the story you're trying to tell? And keep it simple. You know, literally picking, like, I'm going to wash my hands with soap. Like literally I'm doing a face cream. Like that's it. That's the whole story. You get 1 minute, and people don't have very long attention spans. Sometimes 1 minute is too long. So I did a little thing here where I thought, well, okay, well, let's just talk about a little bit about hair extensions. So this is a client of mine, Ashley. I do content photography for her, and she does hair extensions. So that's something she's passionate about right now. So I thought the story she would be telling would be how to do hair extensions, or what it looks like to get a hair extension, because I think people sometimes don't know the process. I don't know the process. I've never had them. Step one is just, what is the story? What are you telling? Step two is make a shot list. This is vital. This is the most important step. What shots do you need to make the reel? So video, I like to use video and photo. And anytime you're doing a reel, you have to have your camera this way. Look at that cute family, just kidding. So camera this way always. If you do it this way, you're going to have to end up cropping it, and it becomes very narrow from that part. So this way always for your reels, photo and video. So I was just off the top of my head thinking, oh, what would you do if you were doing hair extensions? You do like hair, the extension, like the client, the hands at work. So like the person's hands, the salon name, maybe close up of the hair, the tools needed. So those are things that you want to get photos of. You can get much more detailed than that. You can get like comparing colors of hair. Like you can really go really detailed to anything that you think that your clients want to know. So if you get questions, answering questions through a reel is a great solution. My client has a problem. This is a question. Questions are great. They give you content. I'm going to answer the question in a reel. Great. Now you know what you want to ask that on. So make a shot list. Then, oh, hold on here. Shoot the content. This may take minutes, hours, or days, depending on how much content you need to get. So I like to think of it like, a reel like I'm doing a project. I'm going into a project, maybe a video shoot, or making a little mini movie. So I want to think about how I'm telling my story in order. That's my shot list. But getting all of those clips first and then not worrying about the order. So just getting all the clips that you have off the shot list, video and photos, and then uploading them all into an app. I want to make sure I have that app right, because when I wrote it down, yeah, InShot. I can show you it. So it's this little, it looks like a little, can you see it right there? It says InShot in the middle. That is InShot. So I do all of my reels on InShot because I don't like to do it on Instagram. That feels really overwhelming to me. And it feels like I could lose it or lose content or lose. So, you know, literally you just open it. I don't pay for it. So you just open it like this. And then I click like video. Does it work? And then it has my old videos and I just click new. And then it has all, there's all my photos. So I would just click the videos and the photos I want. I could almost show you right now, but I just like I upload them. So I'll upload, this is already a reel, I already did an InShot. So I'll upload it by clicking it. And then it takes a minute to upload it. And then you can move everything around. I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. If you want to do reels, just get InShot. Just trust me. It's free. I don't think I paid for it. And then everything is on here like this, and you can move all the little, these things become little movies, and you can add and you can move them around. And then eventually you can just play it and it plays the clip. This is what I did for my daughter of a birthday party at our space, just so I could market the space. So I took, you know, there's the gifts, like we're clear, it's a party. We're doing, of course, a playlist, showing off the space, because my purpose is because I want to say, hey, rent the space for a child's birthday. So I needed to keep it birthday, kids, show the whole space, show that it's a birthday. Yeah, so then the girls come and it's the whole thing. They're so cute. They wanted to have a circle conversation, just like we do at the well, where we talk about like hard things. It was like they passed around. It was so great. So that is InShot. And then what you do is you just download it to your phone, and then oh, am I getting ahead of myself here? Hold on. So created an InShot, 1 minute max. Yeah, before you do that, I like to create, I don't always, but I like to create a cover image and an end image in Canva. So that is if you have a really sort of clear ask, like you want them to buy your product, hire you for your service, or you want your reel area to look really clean. Not everyone wants that. That's going to be a decision on your brand. This is the girl that we didn't think was authentic, her reels. So this is her reels here. This here is a more professional, quite a, what do you call it? Like a successful, kind of a longer term company that manages influencers. So they have watch now, and then the little videos. So that is like their cover image for their reel. So when you upload them into Instagram, you upload the cover image, then your InShot video. And then if you have a back image, your back image, and then that plays through in that order. I could probably show you one if you wanted me to at the end off my computer, like off Instagram, just show you a reel like from this company that has this more curated one. So you don't need that even that it can intimidate me. I'm like, oh shoot, like I just spent all this time making this reel, and now you want me to also go and make like a Canva cover and back image. But once you do that one time, that's your same thing you use every time. So you never change it. They don't change it. So what that does is, because they never change it, to a creative like myself, it can feel boring, you know, but it's consistent. They trust me. They think I'm professional. They want to buy my product or join my community. So it is important, but it's not the most important thing. Giving yourself grace is the most important thing for any new process. So choose music that suits your reel and brand. Now, choose music you like, because it's your people that you want to attract. So choose music that you like. Maybe pick songs that you use, that you create to, or that you exercise to. For Sarah, you know, like that would make sense to me as a consumer. Step 8, stop stressing. If this is new to you, be patient and kind as you learn this new skill. Big businesses have full departments dedicated to creating and posting content. We are usually one-man shows. So that quote that everyone says, you've probably heard it, don't compare your beginnings to someone else's middle. That's really hard for me because I would really like to be at the over the middle point when I'm at the beginning. I don't like so from experience, that's hard for me, but I think it is, I go back to it in my head when I feel overwhelmed by comparison. So pat yourself on the back and share this story, share it on your story. So go ahead and take that reel you made now and you put all that work and time and energy into, and even if you're having self-doubt and imposter syndrome and you're like, what am I doing? This is vulnerable and I feel uncomfortable, just share it to your story. Nobody's going to judge it as harshly as you're going to. Obviously we've learned we have to be authentic because, otherwise you get called out, right? So don't be fake. So anyways, you did good. Good job. I'm excited to see those reels. Tag me when you make them. So your challenge is to make a reel. These are our women too here. So lovely. Rose and Esther. Make a reel. So take the well. Like honestly, if you make one, like we'll cheer you on big time. Tag us. We love stuff like that. Oh, photo editing, right? It's like, I don't even remember what I put in this next. Photo editing. When I move you guys around, are you seeing that too? Is that distracting?
I don't see it.
No, I don't see anything.
Okay, good. I keep moving you guys to read my screen
No.
and I just want to make sure you weren't. Okay, good.
No.
Okay, so photo editing. I'm going to simplify this for you too. So this is a huge topic. And honestly, even thinking, okay, I'm teaching on photo editing. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to tell you what I do. I'm just going to tell you what I do. That's probably the best system. So
and truthfully, Tammy, this is probably this is like another day topic again,
Yeah,
like
it is, but
so
it's going to be
fine. Yeah,
I made it very simple for you.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to feel like you can't start doing it right now. So I'll be quick. So everyone uses a different system. So I'm going to tell you what I do and you can choose what works best for you. So Lightroom, I use Lightroom on my desktop and on my phone, and I use in phone photo editing. So I'll show a quick Lightroom. So it's for professional program developed by Adobe for photographers. It is not geared towards amateur photography, but it can be accessed from my phone. So what I like about it is I can access it from my desktop and my iPhone. It's connected and I have all my favorite presets already loaded onto it. So this is actually a clip. I was shooting jewelry and I make a little cone like this with a light. That's how I shoot jewelry. So a little behind the scenes there. And this is actually my Lightroom with all the presets, all the buttons, and there's a ton of buttons down the other side. It's very overwhelming and it takes years to learn. So I do use presets. So you'll know presets, they're in Instagram. Instagram has presets built in that you can use. So they change the mood of your image. So they can make it, or the look, they can make it moody, clean, black and white, vintage, film. It's a lot. The possibilities are endless. They cost a lot of money. I don't pay less than $100 US for one set of presets. I'm very choosy about the ones I use, and they very much align with my professional photography. That's who they're for. So I suggest when I take photos in my phone, I use a basic photo app editor. Like I literally use the app off my photo. So when I open my photo in my phone, so many apps on here. When I open like my actual photos, I actually use the editor in my phone. That's it. Super simple, no filters. So what you're seeing here is just a few examples. So the first one is auto. So the one on the left is plain. The one on the right is an auto adjustment in their phone. The next one of the lighthouse is full over, like they've pulled the saturation up a bit. They've intensified the saturation. And the next one on the other side, they've desaturated. So these are just adjustments that you use right on your phone. The next one is just taking down the vibrancy. So here it's a little more vibrant greens, vibrant yellows. Here, we've just taken them down a little bit. You can take any photo. My kids do this all the time and they just play with it right on my phone and on their phone. The next one is brightness. So it's a little bit dark, brighten it up. Literally, that's all I want. Like, that's all I think people should do. This photo of me here is me in Penticton having a wonderful time. It was beautiful. That is not a professional photo. I'm a professional photographer. That speaks to my client. They know that I am rested, I'm relaxed, I'm having a great time, I'm at ease. They want to feel those things too. That communicates. I haven't over edited it, barely done it, barely touched it, and just popped it up on here for you guys to see. That photo deserves, like, I was actually taking a photo and my friend took it of me on her phone. So that deserves attention as much as a professional photo that I've taken. So when it comes to editing in your phone, keep it simple. It's more important to share what matters to you than over edit it and lose people because they don't know what they're supposed to be looking at. Sometimes I'll give professional photos to a client and then they like over edit them. And I'm like, what did you do? Like, they were good. They were fine. We don't need to put a bunch of filters on everything. So if you do use filters in Instagram, please take down the opacity of the filter. And it shows you here. So this one here, the first one of the girl, you can tell her skin is quite white, plastic looking, almost like two porcelain. So they've just, it's at 100%. Now the second one in the middle, they've taken it down to 73. And that button is right in. You can take the opacity down right in Instagram. And then the next one, they've taken it down to 19. And I really think that one looks the best. So my suggestion is to just, when you click on that filter, 1 second, I just want to make sure I'm telling you the right information here. So when you click on that filter and you click your, I need to be able to see myself to know if I'm showing you this right. So hold on. And you, so right there are all the filters. So there's my photo, there's all the filters, and I click on it and I click again. I clicked twice. And then there is my opacity meter. So it's right there. So that's just totally exactly how you do it. Okay. And actually, that is the last thing I have in my presentation for today. And we're at 2:15. So that's perfect. So we can do questions if we want. So my challenge for you is to edit photos on your phone. That's it. Just take photos with your phone and edit them and see what you get and see if you like it and play around a little and ask people's advice. Do you think, because look at me asking you about the fake versus real. Do you think this is, what do you think? So it's free, it's pretty easy. You're not a photographer and no one expects you to be. Done. When you're at the point where you want to take those really high level photos and your brand is at the point where financially it makes sense, then hire someone to do those. I actually offer ongoing content creation for for businesses, because often when you go to a photo shoot, you feel like you save for a year, you do this one giant shoot, it costs you $1,000+, and then that's your content and you feel like you really should use that for a year. So I do my sessions in 30-minute sessions once a month, so people have ongoing content all the time to try to solve that problem of a lot of pressure. So this is me and Theodora, and I'm doing her headshot. And do you see where she's positioned by that beautiful window light? And because the sun is streaming in, we have a curtain, you can see it, and it's creating a bit of a filter. So you just use whatever, if it feels logical to you, oh, what if I just put a curtain up there? Would that mute that light a bit and make it a bit prettier? Then just do that. Like, trust your gut, you know. Okay, so that's kind of the end of today. So thank you for your time. I feel like we really sped through a lot of stuff there. So I'm Tammy, founder of the Well Collaborative. We focus on women working well and prioritizing our mental and physical well-being. And we have, essentially, we're a watering hole for women entrepreneurs to connect with and to grow, scale, and scale their businesses. So that's me. And I think that's it, but I would love to, I was going to show you a real example if we have a minute to do that.
That would be awesome.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and then share a new screen. I'll pull it up first and then. So what does everyone think? What is everybody needing? You feeling overwhelmed? Feeling like I knew all that? Why did I even come? Don't tell me that if that's the truth.
I thought it was great.
Thank
Lots
you.
of good.
Very, very good. And I feel inspired, and I don't even have something that I can promote.
Oh, you're funny. Okay, now I'm trying to like actually find someone who does like videos with the cover. Oh, maybe one of my favorites is the forum. Here we go. I'm going to share this. The forum. I love the forum. So the forum gives money to women entrepreneurs. They're a charity and they're Canadian. So I would say, please check them out after I show you them. I love them. They have weekly phone calls too that they do every Wednesday. So okay, I just want to show you because they're kind of like my inspiration. They're like my next level. They're our inspiration for the well to like create such a clean brand, right? So I love like these little buttons. They're so good. And their posts are very consistent and clean. I just feel though, like I trust them and also like they're relatable. I don't feel that I'm gonna like not be welcome there. And they do foster that feeling of belonging. And there's Devin. She was one of our women of influence last year at the well. But so we're kind of connecting with them because they're a charity that gives money to entrepreneurs. It's amazing. So their reels look like this. So they're not over the top. They're not like over curated, but you can tell there's a consistency there. And yet there's still a little bit of natural. So they've even done a reel here where they've kept it portrait mode and it looks great. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, there you go. See, I say do it the other way. They did it that way. It worked. Let's see if there's anything else here that looks, oh yeah. So then they've done this one this way. Pretty professional. Like we're not there yet with the well, but this is kind of where we'd like to get to with a little bit more clean like this. So this is just an example of kind of something to strive towards, but it's not necessary to have sales and to have success. Like with my photography company, I barely post on Instagram, but that's where my main income comes from. It's not always about, it's not, don't get too mixed up in social media, I guess. Like keep it, you know, balanced for yourself. Okay, I'm officially done. So
Does anyone have any questions? I know one thing I'm going to suggest is Tammy had been back with us last year. We do have her video saved on our YouTube channel, and I'm sure Jessica can. It's if you go to the IBDS website, we have it. It's on there under training. It would be really worth watching because she talks about the lighting and a bunch of that entry level stuff. Feel free, it's there. Feel free to watch it, and it would go greatly with what Tammy has shared with us today.
I'll email it out. I'll email the link out to everybody.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Sure.
It is a great, it gets more into the nitty gritty of photo taking.
Yes.
And I actually used it. My husband and I own a lumber yard, and I sell a bunch of giftware through the lumber yard. And I took some of your pointers. I have this big, beautiful front window, and I put it in front, and I did what you, and my pictures, you couldn't believe that they were first of all, the same person taking them, and that they were the same pictures. And it was just, all I did was set a table up in front of there, put something on it, and my pictures looked completely different. And I learned that from your video last time. So
winning.
Yeah. And my husband was like, wow, these look good.
I really want people to be able to do it themselves. Like even when I do content photography for my clients, I'm like, I really want to train you how to do this. I don't want you to have to rely on me. I need you to be able to do this on your own. Yeah.
And like I took stuff that's, I'm sorry, don't tell him I said this, but it's boring in a lumberyard. Some of that stuff, and it did make better pictures just following a couple of those little pointers in that video. So I would really suggest to people to watch it because it would really add to what you gave us today as well.
Ruby just wanted to say, but thank you for that. That makes me feel really good because sometimes you put stuff out there and you're like, did that help anyone? So
yeah. For sure.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Love talking to you.
And next week, or not next week, in 2 weeks, we're back. We start now regularly every second Tuesday. So our next one is January 25th, and it's about, Jessica will have to help me, hiring, right?
Well, Tammy's doing it actually. So yes. So Tammy, maybe you could just give us a little intro.
It's not, so it's not my content. It's
Right.
Leanne. She's our COO and she's just really great with business and organization and all those things. So it's about when to hire, like when you've reached that point. It's called Growing Pains is what she's named it. And it's sort of covering those initial pains and decisions and scaling. So that's basically, it's really for anyone who is a solo entrepreneur or like just sort of starting to think about staff or hiring.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
awesome.
everybody for joining us, and we hope to see everybody again, and check out those videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Lana. Thanks, Trisha, Brent, everybody. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.